What is going on, YouTube? Patrick here. 2021 is over. It has completed my first full year on YouTube. So I wanted to do a couple videos to go over some highlights of last year and just kind of picked out some of the ones I think are fun, which especially I'm going to do this one I think is the most fun. So I'm going to lead with this and then hopefully do some of the others as well. But this is going to be the top 10 sales of 2021 with probably some honorable mentions thrown in. I've never made a recap video like this before, so I'm kind of experimenting with how it goes. What I've discovered in the footage that I'm going to show is that I said, I think in every one of them, the sale of the week audio is in there. So may get a little repetitive with that, but that's okay, I hope. So with that, let's get started with item number 10. Yeah, 175 free shipping. This was right out of Liz, right? Her big lot of stuff that I'm selling for her. I originally had actually valued this at 125, and you can see that it sold at 175 free shipping. I did add some extra insurance onto this, so after all of that's going to be $163 that comes to me. I may end up giving her a little bit more money since it did sell for about $40 higher than what we had agreed on. So we'll see. Sometimes when you buy these big lots, things go higher or lower than what you originally estimated at. If it ends up that I sell a bunch of this stuff at way more than we had agreed on upon the price, I'll definitely reach out to her and make sure that she's fairly compensated. And sometimes like people are just so good about it, they're like, I don't really care, you already paid me. So we'll see. But this one's going to be a $50 cost, right? So like it's still going to be over $100 in profit on this thing. Just an amazing flip. You guys know video games are good, but this one was better than most even. So really great flip here. So that's pretty interesting for me to watch. I hadn't watched that since I first recorded it. Pretty interesting. Loved to find out that it was from a friend of mine that sold me a bunch of stuff. Love that. Looks like after fees and cost of goods sold, it was about $90 in profit. So really, honestly, pretty great right there. Like I said, that was number 10. Number 9. This is pretty awesome. I paid $3 for this. This was in last weekend's live garage sale video. I ended up getting 2 other bats with it at the same time. Both of those were, I don't know, like $10 to $15 bats. So it was really odd that this one was worth $200. Looking at the footage, I think there was one other DeMarini bat or Demarini. I don't even know how to say it. But it was covered in rust. So I don't know if that would have been worth picking up or not with the rust. My guess is no. So I'm glad I grabbed this one. I've just been trying to learn bats, like what makes them valuable, right? Some of the names seem to be good, not good, just depends on the bat. So this is definitely one of those brand names where I'm going to be looking out for these in the future. Probably you should be too. All right, really interesting flip there. This was one of the first times I've bought bats, honestly, where I actually did really well. Most of the rest of the bats that I have bought have been worth more like $20 to $30. So to randomly find that one and sell it for $200 was pretty amazing. That was back in October, and like I said, after fees and after cost of goods sold, it was $151 in profit, which is crazy, you guys. That is a lot of profit right there, honestly. It's actually a little bit more profit than the rest of these, but lower sold price. Yeah. Okay, going into item number 8. This is a home run, you guys. Probably saw this in my live garage sale footage a couple weeks ago. Bought a lot of video games for $100. It had a couple of the Nintendo classics in there. It had a Dreamcast in there, some games, and then this Sony PlayStation 1, not 1, but ONE 1. This was like the smaller version of that system, and it had the screen that was mounted on there so you could just play it without needing to hook it up to a television. Right, this more than paid for the lot all by itself. I listed it for $200. I didn't really get any offers on it, which I thought was really strange. Somebody had reached out to me the day that this sold and asked me if I would take $175. I replied with an offer and said, let's do it. I was going to be happy with $175. Then they were like, oh, but you want me to pay shipping? And I was like, yeah, you got to pay shipping. And then sure enough, out from underneath them, somebody paid the full $200. So very happy with that. So it's really funny to me to see some of the different times of year that these were filmed at. That one was in early May. It looks like I posted that on May 6th. And I something that I probably purchased the system back in like April of last year, right? So it's been we're coming up on a year on that right now. I know it's only January, but really interesting to hear my thoughts from at the time of the sale. Hope you're enjoying this. Let's get into item number 7. Right, this was again from Mike Golick's house. I have no idea what they were charging for this, honestly. It was just in a basket of video games. It was brand new. I think when I went over my items last week, I thought I might be able to get like 120 for it. And I noticed that within a couple of days that there were people selling them for around 200 with free shipping. And I was like, what the heck? I am going to shoot for the moon on this thing. So that's what I did. Listed it for 200 with free shipping. I shipped it priority mail with insurance, and I did signature required on it. So it cost me a little bit more to ship, about $15. Otherwise, I could have made probably another $5 to $10 on this. I'm not going to worry about that, you guys. It sold within a couple hours, nearly $200, and I was into it for next to nothing. I did assign a cost of $30 to this, right? I would not have minded paying $30 for this if I could have sold it for $180. And that's just like, again, I was trying to do the relationship from between how much it was worth and then how much I paid in total at that estate sale. So $30 into $185, that is awesome, right? So pretty funny right there. I forgot, I probably should have queued that up beforehand, but we live out in Connecticut, so pretty near to where ESPN films. So we run into some of the hosts and stuff around the state occasionally at big events, things like that, and just happened to go to an estate sale of Mike Golick. He used to do, I think, the Mike and Mike show or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a big sports fan, honestly, you guys, so I didn't really know who he was, but it was neat to meet him, go to his estate sale, and then buy some stuff that made me a good amount of profit like that, Mario. So yeah, after fees, $130 in profit, you guys. That is crazy, right? Even after I said I assigned this cost of $30 to it, what a great amount of profit. That was I posted that sale on March 31st, right? So that was really a long time ago. Going into the next item, this was actually from later in the year and from September. So item number 6. This one's pretty awesome, right? $240 free shipping. I think I did add a little bit extra insurance on it, so it's going to end up costing me about $12 to ship it. After shipping, going to be about $228 left, right? Of course, you still got to pay fees out of that. This I had actually got from a sale the same day I got that other 3DS lot. But it was one of the last sales of the day. There didn't look to be a lot of stuff there, so I didn't even turn my camera on, just walked up, and ended up being a ton of good stuff. But of course, it was one of those where I'm talking to the dad, I'm talking to the kids, and they started bringing stuff out. I was like, oh man, I don't have my camera on me, of course. But I ended up buying the 3DS plus some games plus some Lego for about $75. And you guys can see, turning just the system into $240 free shipping from 75 is already going to be a good flip all by itself. So like, just one of those things where it was like the last sale of the day. It was a great way to round out the day. Just really good, solid flip right there. Really good sale of the week. Oh man, I hate it when I don't get something that live that I wanted to get on camera. But at the end of the day, right? Reseller first, YouTuber second, so that's okay. It was pretty amazing, that 3DS. Definitely going to keep looking for those. I was really shocked at how much value it actually had. It was one of the new 3DSs, I think. After fees and everything, $138.87 in profit on that one. So pretty nice for one item to get that much profit on. All right, on to item number 7. Item number 7. Let's go. Guys, this was crazy. Got this, right? It was my headline item in one of my live garage sale videos a couple weeks ago. Paid $20 for this. I don't think the lady even knew what she had. I've been looking for Cutco knives for a few years, ever since I found out about it. This is the first time I literally ever found them. So it was super interesting to find. Great flip here. It's pretty funny to me watching these older videos to see which ones I talk a lot about versus the ones that I don't. I mean, like, this was one of the major finds of the year. It's item number 7 out of 10 of the top 10 items, and just wasn't that much of talking, apparently. So I mentioned I spent $20 on it, and I sold it for $250, I think, after free shipping. So $112 of pure profit on that. Pretty nice little flip there for those knives. Everybody probably knows about Cutco, but if you don't, definitely look out for those. All right, going into number 8 out of 10, right? So we're counting on down. Yeah, let's get to it. All right, item number 5, another 3DS. I got this back a few weeks back. Wasn't really sure how much it was worth because it was in the box. I thought at least 200, and then I sold the other one that I picked up the same day for 250. So I figured that's probably more like where it would be. If I'd had the instruction book and all that stuff that comes with it, I probably could have gotten more like 3 to 350. But because I was missing those items, I was only able to get a little bit more. But still, $275 is nothing to shake a stick at. Um, what I had got was this system plus like I want to say 10 games. I can't remember exactly right for $50. Holy cow, you guys! What a great pickup that was. So right, I don't know how much this actually cost inside of that $50 lot. Probably like $35, something like that. Even if I had bought this by itself at that price, selling it for $275 is going to be a great flip. Okay, I've never done a countdown list like this before, so I realized I had started to count up instead of counting down. That was item number 4. It was the 3DS. This is the second one on this list. Apparently, they are worth a ton of money. I was glad to find 2 of them on the same day last year. Hopefully, I'll find some more this year. $50 for that entire lot. It was a ton of like 3DS games. It was an amazing pickup. After fees and cost of goods sold, $185 in profit just on this item, you guys. Like that is a crazy amount of profit. And yeah, we're just gonna keep on keeping on here. Going into item number 3. This is from my friend Heather. Her father was moving. We went through all of his storage unit stuff, just trying to help them with some stuff for the move. I basically had kept this one in my storage unit for like a year after he moved because we were looking for some of the pieces. We never really found all of them, so I listed it incomplete. And you guys can see, even incomplete, this thing sold for $280. If it had been complete, I think I could have gotten more like $400 or $500 for this thing, which would have been incredible. I probably could have picked up the pieces that I needed. I was definitely interested in trying to clean out some stuff before Christmas, so I just listed it the way it was. And so because it's commission, we're going to do the same thing, 40, 40, 20. So it's going to be about $112 to me and $112 to Heather. Thank you, Heather. Okay, that was item number 3. That's the second item on this list that I got from a friend of mine. So kind of amazing. And honestly, there's going to be at least one more on this list as well. So 3 of the top 10 items of 2021 were from friends or family. Yeah, it just really tells me that you got to make sure your networks with your family. They know you're reselling stuff. Make sure that people know what you're looking for. And then make sure to offer them a fair price for stuff. Some of the people have been like, no, I want less, or some people have been like, no, I want more. But usually, if it's still worth my while, I'm definitely gonna do it. All right. So after that one, it was a little less profit, right? Like I probably, if I didn't have the high cost to Heather, it would have been over $200 in profit. But as it was, $112 in profit, and that's what both Heather and I got after fees and cost of goods sold. So pretty amazing right there. All right. Item number 2. Item number 12 is actually, I made a single listing for these 4 phones. So then somebody bought all of them at my asking price. So it ended up being $620 before shipping. And then it cost about $20 to ship just because I added insurance, right? I definitely wanted to insure this up to the full amount. And then I added signature confirmation, which I don't normally do. But for such a high dollar item, I didn't want this to be one of those items that gets lost somewhere. No, you've got to sign for this thing and it needed to be insured. So just spent a little bit extra money on it. So then after shipping, it ended up being about $597. Holy cow, you guys. All right, item number 2 was pretty fantastic, you guys. A couple of good lessons in there. Definitely when it's a high dollar item like this, where it was $600, I added that signature confirmation. Right, I've heard too many horror stories of, oh, it never showed up, I have to give them a refund, eBay made me, like all that kind of stuff. Don't want to worry about that at all. And then yeah, I'm still flabbergasted by this thing, you guys. It was just crazy how much it was. All right, before we get to item number 1, we're gonna do a couple of honorable mentions. I went through the rest of the year and I pulled out 2 that I thought were really neat, just were things that I really liked to sell. And they were sales of the week, like I said, they just didn't make it into the top 10. So here we go, honorable mention number 1. This is another from my personal collection. I had bought these off of shopdisney.com last year. I bought 2 sets of them. Wasn't sure what we were going to do with the second set. I knew I wanted one for myself because they're super interesting and I love Star Wars. But I was like, I'm just not really sure what I want to do. And so it was a buy and hold again. I just decided, let's just hold on to them. It looked like right away they were selling for about $130 for the set. And I think up front they wanted $20 each. So I think I was probably into it for about $120. So even with the shipping that I had to pay to get it and with eBay fees, if I sold one set, I should be able to pay for the other set. And I was just like, I don't know what I want to do with this. And so buy and hold, right? Just sit on the shelf. Maybe I was going to give them out for Christmas presents. Wasn't really sure. Finally, again, cleaning out the baby's room. I'm like, I got to do something with this. Either they have to go to the storage unit and go into a bin so that they can sit there, or I've got to get rid of them. I talked with Amber and she's like, let's get rid of these things. So listed it, and within a couple days, I listed it for $150, and even though I knew it would probably be more like $130, and sure enough, within a couple days, I took a best offer of $135. And again, I was into this for about $60. I think probably about $10 for shipping, something like that from Shop Disney. So I think it was about $70. So I didn't quite double my money on it, but not bad. So yeah, I already love to sell Starbucks mugs, Starbucks cups, all that kind of stuff. So then to add it in with some Star Wars, like that's going to be a good day for me. Plus, I got to keep a set of these, right? I use a full set of these every day when I'm drinking coffee. So definitely helped me to buy a set for myself, and without having to really pay a lot of money into it. Which, hey, as resellers, that's a really good thing for us to be able to do, is to be able to fund the things we like to do, or even find some of the things we want, right? I found some pretty cool things over the last 10 years of doing this. Probably too many things in my collection now, but that's okay. All right, one more honorable mention item, then we'll get to item number 1 here. Let's go. This one I found at Savers as soon as I came in one morning. I'm sure I got it on video. I remember putting it up a few weeks back. Couldn't believe I found it. It looks very similar to one of the ones that was in the I think season 4 of Stranger Things. Maybe it was season 3. I can't remember. Whatever the last one that had aired was. I just knew it was going to have some value. I think I did look it up while I was in the store just to make sure. I think it was priced at $9.99, and I was like, it might be worth over $100. It probably would have been if the antenna was intact, and I think I could have repaired it with adding a new antenna on there, and it could have sold for a little bit more. I wasn't interested in doing that. That's not really my reseller style right now. It's more about finding things that I don't have to worry about, listing it, and selling it. And I'm not in repair mode right now, I guess. That's more wintertime. And even then, I haven't been doing a lot of repairs. More about just selling things that work, getting it up listed, and selling it. So like I said, $9.99. Originally, I had priced it with that broken antenna at $100, and I ended up taking a best offer of $90. So really happy to sell that one. All right, that was honorable mention number 2. I just really liked that radio. I thought it was super cool. The lesson that I got out of that one that I was hearing myself talk about, which is, do you want to spend the time to repair stuff for a little bit more value from it? And I think the answer a lot of times is for people is yes. But for me, I'm part-time, right? I'm trying to maximize my time, maximize the amount of efficiencies I have. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense a lot of times unless the thing does not work and I know I can get it to work. So simple things like cleaning out the battery corrosion from a battery compartment, right? That doesn't take very long. I can do it really quick. Generally gets the thing, whatever it is, running again. But I used to do a lot of refurbishments of like original Nintendos and spend so much time on it for a $100 sale. And I'm like, well, what am I doing? I could get $50 to $75 probably in the condition it's in. And do I really need that extra $25 in my lifestyle, which is I'm trying to flip things quickly. I'm not really looking for them to sit. I don't really want to spend the extra amount of time doing it, right? If I can list 5 other items in that time to repair, that's going to make me another $200, right? The time value of that money is just not there, right? I got to put it towards where I'm going to make the money the fastest. And right, that was a hard lesson for me to learn because I really do enjoy doing a lot of that repair work, but what are you going to do? So yeah, that was item number 2, honorable mention. Made about $59 on that one as far as profit after fees and cost of goods sold. All right, before we get to item number 1, I do want to say that if you've enjoyed this, please do smash that like button. And if you're interested in subscribing for more content like this, I do What Sold videos every single week if I can. I try to. It's not always happens, but most of the time. Please do subscribe to my channel. If you're just here to watch, that's okay, but it would be nice if you subscribed as well. Yeah, item number 1 is a little bit sensitive. So I just wanted to call that out. If you're sensitive to any kind of racism or anything like that, I do not support racism, but this is an item that that I was selling, and I was glad to sell it. I was also kind of glad to get it out of the house, to be honest. So if you're not interested, do skip it. All right, so you can see this is an old World War II style ashtray set. So it's made in America, made in the USA, in Ohio. And it features some of the Axis leaders in caricature form, and it's an ashtray. So the idea is you would put out your cigarette on their faces, basically. So, right, it was a pro-ally, anti-Nazi propaganda kind of thing. And yeah, this was in those boxes that she sent to Amber after she moved out. I knew this was going to have value, you guys. Just had no idea if eBay was going to let me sell it. I was super nervous about this. Just incredibly nervous. I did end up joining a World War II like memorabilia group, and I posted it in there as well. Like most groups on Facebook, I got made fun of pretty much immediately for the price I was asking, which I didn't think was unreasonable. I did some work on eBay Solds and on Terapeak, and found that individually these ashtrays were selling for something like $150 each. So I'm like, all right, so there's $450 all by itself, and then these looked like maybe they were unused and never had been out of the box before. It's hard to tell with these things. So I was like, with that kind of condition with the box, I was thinking it would be in the $600 to $800 range. So I listed on eBay for $800 and listed it in the group for $600, thinking, you know, taking the fees out of it, why not try to make it easier on people. And I got a couple of offers on it in like the $200 to $300. I think I got one that was in the $350 range. And then a couple days later on eBay, I got an offer of $600, which there were two solds that were very, very similar to this. One was $600, one was $700. And I was like, okay, I've had so much stress with this. I'm just going to take the $600 and run, which is what I did. So it's going to be a similar situation, 40% to me, 40% to Aunt Kathy. So it's going to be $240 to me and $240 to Aunt Kathy. Just really crazy sale here, you guys. Like really neat. With this type of large dollar item, I don't even know if I'm calculating if I need to do 20% or not. Honestly, I'll have to wait and I'll have to go into my account and see. Maybe it's even more money into my pocket and into Kathy's pocket. I don't even know. But Aunt Kathy, thank you so much for sending this one to me. It was super interesting to research, super interesting to sell. I'm so glad it's kind of off of eBay for now, though. All right, so that is going to do it. That was item number one. Right, $600 and $240 in profit. Just crazy amount of money. Love that it was from my wife Amber's Aunt Kathy. Like super grateful that she sent that to me to sell. I totally had forgotten to mention it for item number two. Actually, the profit on that was $411. Holy cow, you guys. That is a lot of profit on just like one sale. Even though it was 4 items, like it was one sale. Just craziness. I actually had technically more profit. I just wasn't splitting with somebody, right? It was all to me. So that is going to do it for this video. If you stuck around to the end, thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Patrick, and thank you very much.